Hey guys, what's up? Jason here. Just wanted to give you a quick video, maybe something that'll help you out. Just wanted to give you guys a couple tips to maybe help you out with your stereos. This is something that can take just a couple minutes that will get any car stereo sounding good if you have an aftermarket head unit, or some stock head units have these features as well. And no matter what kind of speakers you have, this will make it sound better. So in the front, I obviously have a slightly bigger speakers than I need. These are 6x9s or something, and the door is designed to take a 6x6, but basically I have those in the front. They're just some skosh whatevers from, I think I got them from Walmart or Best Buy or something, just something to get me. And then for the back, I didn't have anything, so someone gave me these nice Pioneers. They're really nice, but they're very small. Obviously these would obviously work better in the door, and these ones would obviously work better in the back. However, I tried that, and A, the mounting was really finicky. I couldn't get it to mount right, and B, I actually didn't really like the way it sounded. Yeah, so really all I want to show you guys is just a couple settings that you can do. For the song we're going to be listening to today, you guys probably won't be able to hear it very well, but it's called, God, if that'll focus, hey now, Killstation by 𝓜𝓾𝓼𝓲𝓬 𝓑𝓂. It's good little song here, but so if I play it for you. Now I have it going over Bluetooth, so obviously audio is different over Bluetooth than over aux. So, really all you're going to want to do, so you want to see if you have crossover settings. That's the most important thing, is the crossover. This is really how you're going to be able to tune your stereo to give you the best sound without having to change the EQ for every single song. So basically, you want to go into your crossover settings, generally a front, a rear, and a subwoofer. If you have like a physical crossover box for your tweeters or something like that, then you don't have to do it in this. There's like actual dials, but it will literally be the exact same thing. So if you have a crossover box, just apply the same numbers and the same settings in the box as you would on the electronic one. So, wow, my hand looks super white. I look like a ghost. What the fuck is going on? Holy shit. There we go. Alright, so we'll start with the front. So generally the front, it's going to say off, and it'll give you high pass or low pass filters, but you won't ever need the low pass for your cabin speakers. I mean, unless you have like a sub in there or something. So for the front, you want to turn your high pass on now. Generally, it's best to know the settings of your speakers. I didn't save any of the documentation or anything, and I'm too lazy to look, so I just did it by ear, but it's best to go by the documentation and see what your speakers are capable of to tune them best. But a high-pass filter, in essence, all it does is filter all of the high noises. So anything that is below the frequency that you have here will not come through. So think of it as a gate, and only the frequencies, oh, I'm getting an advertisement, only the frequencies that are tall enough to ride are allowed through the gate. So, oh my god, I just exposed myself that I listen to country music. I'm sorry, please don't unsubscribe. It's only the one song, I swear. Please, I can stop anytime. Anyways, the basis of the high-pass filter is a gate. And this gate is a measurement, and if your frequencies are tall enough to ride the ride, then they're let through. If they're not, then they're turned away. Now, not only will this make your audio sound better in your car, but this will protect your speakers from blowing as well. If you ever accidentally play something too loud or something like that, or someone comes up and turns your knob or something, you won't blow your speakers. So the hertz determines how tall the gate is, basically. You know, the lower you go, the lower frequency it is, and it basically goes by octaves. So 40, 50, 63, 80, those are like octaves and half octaves and quarters, I believe. Don't quote me on that. And for your front ones, you know, if you have a sub and it's an amplifier and it's capable of 200 to 250 hertz and below, you want to high pass filter out anything. My particular sub and amp can do 200 hertz, so I'm going to go to 200 hertz, and then I'm going to turn it to the max settings. The more negative you have, the more it'll filter out. And this, the reason it goes by certain numbers is those are also octaves, or it's either octaves or decibels for this one. I'm not entirely certain. Again, don't quote me on that. I'm not an audio expert, but I do know a thing or two. So I want to turn this all the way up to filter out anything under 200 because I have a dedicated speaker specifically for those frequencies. So right there, I've already cleaned up my sound. This isn't going to play any bass in the front for the most part, or any bass from 200 hertz and under. So now that I have that set, I want to go back and we're going to do the rear. Now the rears, they're a lot smaller speakers, so I am taking that into account. So I'm turning it up a little bit to get as much bass out of there as possible, but I went to the max, which is 250, and that's for the rear. And then for the subwoofer, like I said, this is a low pass filter. This is a different type of gate, or instead of a gate, think of this as like an overhang and or an entrance to a cave, and everyone who's too tall can't get in. So you know, only short people are allowed in on this one. So a low pass filter takes out all the high frequencies and the high sounds that you don't need and basically demuddies your signal. So really, all you want to do is know what your amp and sub is capable of. In my case, it's 200 hertz and below for the most part. I mean, obviously you can't go way too below, you'll blow a speaker, but 200 is about what I want to let through. Just turn that all the way up. So basically everything above 200 hertz will not come through in any way, shape, or form to my amplifier. Now that's basically it. Now you will have these settings on either your amplifier, your 4-channel amplifier if you have a dedicated amplifier for your speakers. Sometimes you'll have a crossover box that will have dials on it, and that will help you dial in the sound. Now I'm going to show you my particular sub and amp setup so you guys can see how I have it set up. So if I move this shit, I have this tiny little kicker CXA. So if you see, you can't really see that on there, but I'll read it to you. There's 3 knobs here. These 3 little guys with the white dots. This is just for if you want to make, this can be either for bass or for highs because it's a 2-channel. So if you have it like this, it's for bass. If you have it like that, it's for highs. So obviously we're using it for bass, so we're going to leave it like that. Now, we're going to go with the easiest one in the middle one. This is your crossover frequency. We just discussed this up there. This is the exact same thing that we did, but instead of being digital, this is an analog way of doing it. Now, like I said, it maxes out at 200, so we'll just go all the way to 200. It's not like a super competition amp or something like that. And then on the left side, the second easiest thing to talk about is gain. Now, gain is similar to volume. However, the more you turn it up, the more distortion you get. So obviously, you want to find that sweet spot where it gives you just enough vibration and bass to feel good, or just enough air movement to sound good in the car, depending on what you're going for. Some people like the feel, some people just like the sound. Really, this is personal taste, but the more you raise it, the more distortion you're going to gain. Now, the bass boost is more of a volume thing. This one's a little bit more trickier to explain, mainly probably because I don't understand it fully yet, but it's similar to just raising the volume without like a distortion level or something like that. You find the good, leave that all the way down, find a good mix of your crossover and your gain, and then turn that up. And then as you turn that up, you can turn your gain down to get rid of some of the distortion and bring back some of the clearer sound while keeping the exact same amount of vibrations and air movement in the car or home studio or whatever. This applies to anything. It's not just for cars. But that's basically the simple setup. Obviously, I'm not an audio expert, but if you apply these simple settings to your car, you can save the life of your speakers and just make any stereo system sound better right off the bat without having to modify or do anything, just a couple of different settings and stuff. The other thing I did want to mention real quick is the way I have it wired will introduce bad frequencies and stuff. I have a lot of power wires and stuff going around, speaker wires and stuff like that. Nothing is insulated and separated, so that can cause little like buzzing and minor things like that. So that's something you guys would want to protect from as well by using things like wire loom, like this plastic wire loom that I've used there, and things like that. That's just another little tip for you, but that's basically it. So I hope that helps you guys set your speakers up in your car a little better. Tell me for sure if it helped you or not. If you have any problems, feel free to comment or message me or whatever. I'm always here to help you guys with what I can. I mean, like I've said before, my thing is I always learn as I go and do what works best. So, you know, I'm not perfect at everything I do, but I do everything as perfectly as I can. This is probably the best way I would say it. But that's basically everything. Hope this helped you out, and I hope you guys have a good day.